We're only early in 2025, but there's a whole lot of Transformers coming in 2026. So, of course, as you know, Transformers Age of the Primes and Transformers Studio Series are the main lines for Hasbro for the coming years. And you know what? There's a huge list of what's coming in 2026 available right now. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to narrow it down to the top 10 figures that we're most interested from that list. And make sure you stay to the end to hear about my number one figure from this entire list. Let's get right into it. So first up, we have that classic Minibot Power Glide back as a deluxe in the Age of Prime series. Now, a lot of people are going to be looking forward to this guy because they want to complete their Minibots turned into the deluxe series, and Power Glide has been on that want list for a long time. So great to see that he's finally coming through. If it's one thing the Transformers team likes to do is complete their mini series, and here we finally have Sure Shot, that Target Master that we've been waiting on for so long. He's been on the list numerous times. It looks like he's finally going to show up in Age of the Primes. So the question is, will he come with his Target Master in that deluxe price range? We'll have to wait and see. Fingers crossed. More generation goodness with Smokescreen. Now, of course, the last time we basically seen this character was in Earthrise, and he was kind of hard to get. So one has to assume this could possibly be just a re-release of that Earthrise, or possibly new tooling with a Generation 1 look. But either way, we're getting a new Smokescreen release in the Age of the Prime series, and it's great to see this classic character being reissued. Now, if it's one series I do really enjoy, it's animated, and you know what? I'm so glad to finally see that animated Wreck-Gar finally make its way to the Age of Prime series. We knew he was coming a long time ago, even made a reel on it. Anyways, this guy is going to be awesome because a lot of people could never find this guy, and Wreck-Gar is one of those ultimate classic characters, especially one of the best ones from animated, and I love how they continue to release animated characters in this modern line. Now, I have to admit, I'm cheating here a little bit. This last release as part of this Age of the Prime's Most Wanted list features a Commander class Onslaught from Bruticus. If you're gonna make Bruticus, we're gonna include Voyager Prowl and Deluxe Blastoff because we're so close to finalizing our Bruticus. And you know what? If it's one thing we all love, it's a good combiner. And this one is gonna be amazing. As we work through our top 10 list here, let's focus on Studio Series. And the next one, we have another Minibot making its way to the deluxe series in the form of Windcharger, and another case of these Minibots making its upgrade to deluxe. It's going to be awesome to see a fully new Windcharger. Here I am cheating once again, but you know what? This one is acceptable because we're looking at 86 Skywarp, and if you're going to look at Skywarp, you're going to look at 86 Thundercracker because they're basically the same figure, different color schemes, and you know that everyone loves a good Seeker. So you know what? These guys are going to fly off the shelves, and I'm really glad actually that they're not in a 2-pack and they are being apparently sold individually, because maybe some people have their faves and they just want to pick up Skywarp, or they just want to pick up Thundercracker, or they just don't want a 2-pack because that price can be a little hefty at times. Anyways, so both of these guys are coming as part of Studio Series 86, and I cannot wait. Of course, Studio Series 86 is getting a lot of love in this list, and next up is Shockwave, that purple menace, and I cannot wait to see how he turns out. I just picked up the Masterpiece. Will this be a case of this Shockwave being sort of a mini masterpiece? Hopefully he turns out to be one of the best characters in the series, because we've been waiting a long time for this release. Now, this one's a little different because I don't think a lot of people seen this one coming, but we're getting an 86 Kranix. Now, of course, he's that little guy at the beginning of the Transformer movie that gets eaten by Unicron, and you know what? It's different, so that's why I added him to the list. So we're stepping outside the norms, and we're gonna get an 86 Kranix, and it's gonna be kind of different to have a character like that in the series, but he is a welcome addition. Now, here we have the final addition to the list, the one I mentioned at the beginning that I was super excited for, and this is the Studio Series 86 Anniversary Deluxe Hound. Could this finally be a single release of that much anticipated 86 Hound? Of course, it'll have a bit different of a paint scheme, and and is listed as a capsule exclusive, which means it belongs to one of the stores. More than likely, it will be a Target exclusive based on the Perceptor, which is also an 86 exclusive to Target. So I would assume it'll have some fancy packaging, and we'll get a deluxe hound, and this one tops my list of what figures that are coming in 2026 that I'm super interested in. This one is gonna be a must get. You'll see a common theme here. I'm cheating once again just a little, but I'm gonna give an honorable mention to the Leader 86 Soundwave, which we all know is gonna fly off the shelves because every good Transformer collector does indeed love Soundwave. So I've already done a whole video on this one over on the channel, but this guy gets an honorable mention. He didn't make it to my top 10 because I felt it was better to highlight some of the newer characters that we're getting. So we'll have to see how this one turns out, but everyone, I dare say, will be super excited when this one finally hits full retail in 2026. Of course, as a longtime Transformer fan, I kind of skew a little to the Generation 1 themed figures, and Studio Series 86 has a ton of those. They're trying to finish out the movie ones, and you know what? There's a lot coming, and I, as a collector, am super excited. Anyways, that was the list. Here's the rest of the list as well. You'll find a lot of movie figures, a lot of TF1 figures, and you know, a lot of really cool stuff coming in 2026. Also, if you like what we're doing on the channel, please think about hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. It really does help us out a lot as we hit some major goals here on the channel. For now, make sure you watch one of these other videos right here. Thanks.